It went down. I know, I'm fixing it. Tell him to go back to the page in like 3 minutes. Okay. Because I set for that. Yeah, it's going to be back, but it will be at a new link. If you want that Fusion's Mackinac sign facing you. not a good thing.
Good afternoon, welcome everyone. We're going to get started with our award ceremony. So give yourself your attention, please. All right. Welcome everyone to Poetic Visions of Mackinac. We're so happy to have you here with us today. We had a little technical difficulty with our live stream, so hopefully everyone online can see us also. But we're thrilled with this turnout. It's really wonderful to see all of you here on this gorgeous day. If I had known that the weather would be like this, I would have done it outside, but thank you for being here. It is my privilege to introduce to you our jurors, Mr. Glenn Young, who is a Mackinac resident, poet, former teacher, editor, and a lot of other things. And he also serves on our board of directors. So we love Glenn. He's the juror for our poetry. And I would also like to introduce Megan Sawyer, who is also a multi-talented artist, a wonderful watercolorist, editor of Michigan Blue Magazine, and a bunch of other things. She's come up and taught on the island for us, and she's a great friend of Mackinac, so we're thrilled to have her here today. For those of you who may remember this exhibit in the past, it has always been a student exhibit, just for the students at Mackinac Island Public School. Well, it's grown over the years, and this year we decided for the first time to open it up to the general public, to let any poet or any artist submit work. We chose to focus on photography for this year, which is how the exhibit originally started with the kids, was with a focus on photography. So that's why you see so many photos in the exhibit today. But we were thrilled and astonished by the response to the public call. We have over 60 individual artists represented in the show, and many of them are here with us today, so thank you. If you came all the way from Chicago or Wisconsin or wherever you're from, we really appreciate you making the trip to join us in person. So I will stop blathering away because I know you want to know who the award winners are. So we are going to begin with the Kids Awards, and I'm going to turn it over to Glenn to talk a little bit about poetry from the kids and his reactions to the students' poetry.
Thank you, Philip, and thank you all for being here. Before I begin, I need to give a shout out to all of the parents, first of all, and all of the teachers, because those two groups of people are incredibly important. And we wouldn't be here looking at this artwork and this poetry if it weren't for those two groups. One of the other details that Philip didn't mention, but I feel compelled to mention, is that up until this year, maybe 4 years running, I was lucky enough to come over and work at the school with students as they were just getting started on the poetry portion of Poetic Visions. So this year, I didn't do that. Hopefully, we'll be back sometime in the future.
It would have been a conflict of interest.
It would have been a conflict of interest.
Exactly.
So what I want to say about the poetry is just wow. And credit to all of the students who entered. I was blown away by all of the entries, and what makes it especially wonderful, of course, as you all know, is the combination of mediums and the text and the images. The poetry is personal, it's clear, it's also really easy to see the Mackinac-centered imagery in those poems. And so these kids know their surroundings. And that's important because in order to be an accomplished poet, you have to pay attention. And clearly we have a lot of kids at the school who are paying attention. We had acrostic poems, we had concrete poems, we had poems about who I am and where I'm from, and they were all just wonderful. And I want to give another shout out here to the students. Big round of applause, please, for all the students and their poetry. And I'm going to turn it over to Megan, who's going to speak a little bit more about the students.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay? So our first honorable mention goes to, I was going to do a little drum roll.
Oh, I see.
Goes to, well, you might have to guess, but the poem starts with long hair. And what I liked about the imagery that goes with it, no eyelash, yes, there's an eyelash, there was a cold shoulder top on the person in the imagery. There were many blues and different types of blues that made this a mesmerizing piece. And the winner is Charlie Dowd for honorable mention. Our next honorable mention starts with tall blue eye. So what I noticed in that, it's all about chunks of color in this piece. I love the repeats, and especially that linear blue that continues to show up from top to bottom. And that is Jordan Fisher. Good job. Runner-up starts with blue eyes again. Teals and browns work very nicely in this piece together, cools and warms working together. The whimsical line work that borders the face, and I'm sure you've noticed it as you walked around, is captivating, as is the placement of the two eyes. That goes to Genevieve Fisher. I had no idea who anyone's name was judging this, but I would have picked Genevieve because that was my mom's name. All right, first place. Now we need the drum. First place starts with Freckle. Creative. The cool aqua background sets this off well. Small bits of warm tones repeat and keep the eye moving. Charming. And that is Kaya Zorn. Now we're going to do grades 7 through 12. First is honorable mention goes to this one. This is for the kids who are from grade 7 to 12. So the slanted perspective of this piece kind of goes with what biking is all about. A spin around and within the island gives you a different perspective than if you were in a carriage or on a horse or on foot. You see things a little differently from a bike. And this photographer is seeing the sunset in a unique and different way. And that goes to Violet Soderquist. All right, and our next honorable mention is, well, there's a sunset with a bridge in this one. How can we not have a sunset with a bridge on that one, right? I like the echoing dips in this photo. The cables on the bridge dip, and the tree line and the border line. The horizon line is in smack dab in the center, so this photographer was paying attention, which is really nice. And also, the photographer was able to capture the watercolors that were picking up some of the sky shades. Very, very nice. And that goes to Avery Ruiz. And now we need first place. And I'm getting lost in the arts here. All right. This was an acrylic painting. Rich colors and a very nice blending of shades in the sky. This reads as a cheerful, embracing figure. It does. If you look at it, it looks like a person, even though it's a bridge, right? A cheerful, embracing figure welcoming you to the straits of Mackinac. Can you see the figure? Long legs, a head, which is the sun, and embracing arms, which are the cables, at least that's how I saw it, seems to say, come and visit a special place. And that is Michaela Ripley. Now we're getting into adults.
Now we have grand prize.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Overall,
Oh, yes,
overall,
yes,
the
yes,
whole-
yes.
all the student entries. Yeah.
Here it is. I'm not going to say what the name of it is yet, because that'll give it away. And I hope this person is here.
They're not, but they are watching online.
Oh, okay.
Because I notified them.
Super talented. You are very talented. All right, here we go. I like the leaf. Is it a leaf? I'm not quite sure. I think it's a leaf, but that's what makes it an interesting photo. You're not quite sure. It isn't shown entirely, which gives it a little bit of mystery. And I like that its values echo the dark area above, beyond the curve of the sidewalk, as well as the gap in the sidewalk. The sidewalk conveys passage, time, seasons, leading from one place to the next. A nice way to portray the seasons. And that leaf, is it a leaf? Shape almost looks like a little bit of a ghoul, appropriate for the mood of the words. So that winner is Sean Burt.
Now we're on to the actual poetry.
Thank you. All right, so adult poetry, which was incredibly difficult to assess in the sense that I was drawn to so many of them. And I was drawn to them because, of course, as a poet who lives part-time on Mackinac Island and has lived here for a long time, I know the places, the times, and the feelings that people were writing about. And so this is what I came up with. The honorable mention, because of the alliteration and the couplet structure, the recognizable imagery of spring and what is promised, goes to.
Sorry.
Thank you. It goes to Lady Slippers, Kate Dufresne. By the way, Lady Slippers was one of those brief poems, and there were many brief poems, and they all captured this place that we love so well that it was very difficult with regard to those. But now moving on to second place. This poem is simple, but it's straightforward, and it includes a dash of humor, something always good. And again, it's just images that we can all appreciate because we appreciate this wonderful place that we get to call home where we get to visit. Goes to Heart in My Hands by Diana DeBrun. Congratulations. So the first place poem for adults goes to this poem that was also written in couplets with first person narration and had an historic as well as a contemporary vantage point, which is what compelled me to pick this one as the first place winner. Were You There by Kyle Miller. Congratulations. grand prize. Oh, yeah, let's do it. Oh, we have to, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Sorry, Dave.
We're excited. We're lost in the world of art. All right, photography. Honorable mention. First one is okay. This photo, I have to say, like Glenn said, Boku photos, Boku good photos. As many great entries as there are crazy bikers on the island. And I'm only saying that because I almost got run over on the way over here by a very young person. So I was like, oh, I got naked. But anyways, okay, honorable mention. This photo draws the viewer in through an open circle of the gate to the mystery of the closed door. What lies behind that door? A nice attempt to create a story through photography. Perhaps this lush greenery, so appealing to the eye, especially in Mackinac, where we love greenery, and old gate, perhaps they hold a secret or an answer. And that goes to Linda Pash for Through the Garden Gate. Is she here? No? Okay. Second one, which is an honorable mention, is, well, it seems the storm has passed. Hope and light have returned with the rainbow. Kind of timely, huh? For the last couple years. This lovely landscape might benefit if the path were the leading line to the main focal point. But yet, when I looked again and saw that rainbow, I knew that's what the photographer was trying to say. The path takes me parallel to the rainbow, and it's beautiful light captured, complementing the darks of the last of the storm, as do the shadows and shapes on the beach. So that goes to Cynthia Kirby. Congratulations, Cynthia. Now we get to second place. I have to say, when I looked at this, wow, this one was very moving. The photograph is stark. It's well composed, with the spare black vertical tree trunks framing the distant past of the canoe with the young children. This photo obviously conveys a memory, and the photo seems as if it's not today. Even the sun is muted in different light tones. It has nothing of robust life in it, like our garden gate. More like a charred ember. It is in faded tones, sharp enough to kindle memory, but you must look twice for the impact to hit you. The image is layered and nuanced, just the way the memory works. The photographer took a risk with this entry, I believe, and is a little bit out of the box with it. And by the way, the image is a very good reflection of the words that go with it. So congratulations to our runner-up, and that is Scott Beardsley. Very well done. And now for first place. I was just doing this yesterday. Going along the beach, wondering what you might find. I found some really good flat rocks, but I'm not a very good swimmer. Are you? Are you? I need lessons, okay. Okay, so this is first place, and the Found Still Life White Remnants wonderfully tells the story of time and the elements of time. Composition is good, with nothing of importance right in the center. So your eye is moving around that photo looking at all those rusted, cool parts of a white. And that goes to Penny Schrock. Good job, Penny. And that's called a treasure. Certainly is a treasure. Okay, are we ready for it?
We're ready.
All right, we had an intense conversation this morning about who was gonna get the grand prize. And this grand prize is for the best entry that combines poetry and image to create one harmonious artwork. So the two judges have to talk to each other and come up with one piece that they agree is the grand prize. Well, they couldn't make up their mind until this morning, and so it was a very difficult choice for them. So I'm going to read just some of the remarks here and do my best to do this justice. So it is a very simple image until you get closer and you start to look at the composition and see it unfold. It's a piece that really draws you in to a space, which the poetry also does. The poetry is very sparse and invites you to kind of look closer at it and read more closely. We also don't let the judges make their final decision until they've seen the work in person. They look at it online first. But this piece, the way that it's presented physically in the space, is very unique and very powerful. And that award goes to Winter Blue by Christine Granger. All right, thank you again to everyone. Let's give a round of applause to all the artists. This exhibit will be up until the end of the season in October, so if you have friends or family visiting, please tell them to come check it out. And the live stream is online, you can watch later if you have friends who want to see that. But thank you again for coming out, and we hope that you'll check out our website, MackinacartsCouncil.org. We've got lots more events. We've got one tomorrow, we've got one Tuesday, we've got one Wednesday, we've got one Thursday. I think I have Friday off. But thank you again for coming, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Yeah, we did it. That was good. Good job. I'm glad that we can.